Last year was a year of big changes for me. I graduated from college, then I moved to a new city and started working a new job. And to be honest, the beginning of this year was very difficult for me. I got up in the morning every day and started working, then I worked all day, and in the evening I watched some Netflix, went to bed, and then this routine repeated itself every day, and it left me really unfulfilled. I had no energy left for anything else, and I wasn't motivated to do anything, and I didn't really feel excited about anything. And I knew that if I'm not careful, this could easily turn into an actual depression. So I knew that I had to do something about it, and I decided that I was going to make 2022, which started out as one of the worst years of my life, and turn it into the best year of my life. I started reading a lot about psychology, about philosophy. I read books and listened to podcasts and read research papers. And I used all that information and tried to turn it into a plan that I can use this year. A plan of actionable changes that I can apply to my life in areas like my health, my mental health, my social life, and all these other areas that contribute to an overall happy life. And I slowly started to put this plan into action. Now this video is the first video in what is going to be a series of videos on this topic, and in each video I'm going to tackle a different life area that I try to improve. And in today's video I'm going to talk about the changes that I made in my physical health and the things that I did to optimize my health in order to improve my mental health. If this is a topic that you find interesting, and if you find this video helpful, then like this video to let me know, and also subscribe if you want to see the next videos that I'm going to post on this topic. But now let's get into the specific changes that I made in my life. The first thing I did was to start an exercise routine. My goal was to do at least 30 minutes of cardio every day, and after a while I also started to add some strength exercises, just because I noticed that only doing cardio really made me lose a lot of weight and lose muscle, so I thought I should also add some strength exercise. So in addition to running every day, I also started to do calisthenics 2 to 3 times a week. I pretty much immediately noticed the mood boosting effects of exercising, especially after a long day of working, with sitting all day and maybe being a little bit stressed. Then going for a run in the evening really felt amazing, and it instantly made me feel so much better. But exercise doesn't only make you feel good immediately, it doesn't only have these mood boosting effects, it also has a more long-term antidepressant effect. There is actually research that compares cardiovascular exercise with antidepressant medication, and it was found to be just as effective. So exercising is really an incredibly powerful tool, not only for your physical health but also for your mental health, and so this is something I highly recommend to everybody. Together with my exercise routine, I also started a stretching routine, so every day after going for a run or after working out, I did a stretching routine for 15 minutes. Flexibility and mobility are really important for your health, so having a stretching routine after your workout is really important. But I also noticed that it is a really relaxing thing. It has an almost meditative feeling to it. So especially after a workout, when I have a raised heart rate, then doing the stretching and deep breathing is really relaxing and really calming, and it really centers me in the present moment. After stretching, I always take a cold shower, and sometimes I take an ice bath and I combine this with breathing exercises, and I notice that this is really incredibly refreshing and energizing, and especially the combination of these 3 habits with the running, then stretching, and then taking a cold shower was really a powerful combination to boost my mood and immediately feel a lot better. When I have a bad day and I do these 3 things, it's almost like pushing a reset button. The next big change that I made was to get a consistent sleep schedule. And my main focus really was to get up at the same time every day and to not push the snooze button. And for me, this was an absolute game changer, because as long as I remember, I always had problems with falling asleep and also with getting really good relaxing sleep, and this habit changed this pretty much overnight. I've tried a lot of different things in the past to improve my sleep. I wear blue blocker glasses in the evening. I try to avoid looking at screens in the evening. I get some bright light exposure in the morning, I don't drink caffeine afternoon, and I do all these things, but what really helped and what really made the biggest difference in my sleep quality was getting up at the same time every day. On the first few days I was really tired in the morning, but I still got up anyway, and what I noticed was that on these days it would be much easier for me to fall asleep because I already was so tired, and that would make it a lot easier for me to get into this new sleep rhythm. And this was a habit that had really big ripple effects throughout all my life, because I suddenly had a more consistent daily routine, I had more energy, and I also had more time, because I always used to go to bed at 10 p.m. and then I struggled to fall asleep, and I was tired in the morning and couldn't get out of bed, and it would be like 8 a.m. before I actually got out of bed. So I wasted like 10 hours in bed, even though I slept probably less than 8 of those hours. And now I always go to bed at 11 p.m. and get up at 7 p.m. So it's a clean 8 hours, and these are really 8 hours of good high quality sleep. And I am so much more refreshed in the morning, and I also have so much more time now. So these side effects of the new sleep schedule made implementing all the other habit changes a lot easier. I work from home, and I noticed that when I just sit at my desk all day, I just feel horrible. I have no energy and I start to feel sluggish, and it's just a really bad feeling. So I started to implement more movement throughout the day. I now always go for a morning walk before starting to work, which gives me some movement, fresh air and light exposure early in the day, which is really helpful. It really wakes me up and it really makes me feel better. And I go for a second walk in my lunch break, which I really enjoy. It's so much more of a break. It gives me a lot more mental clarity and more distance from work, and it's more refreshing and more energizing than just sitting at a table. Our mind and our body are connected. Our body needs nutrients to function properly, but also for our brains to function properly, to produce hormones and all these other things that affect our mental well-being. So to help our body function properly, we need all these vitamins and minerals, those phytonutrients and fiber and all of these other things. And in order to get that, we need a varied diet with a lot of vegetables and fruits, legumes, beans, nuts and seeds. I eat a whole foods plant-based diet, which is a diet that is backed up by a lot of scientific literature and that has a lot of benefits for us, not only in the short term, but also for our long-term health. Another option that is also backed up by a lot of research is the Mediterranean diet, which is very similar to a whole foods plant-based diet, but it also allows for some animal products like fish and yogurt. But I chose a plant-based diet because it's not only a very healthy diet, but it's also the most ethical and the most sustainable diet. I believe that it's very important for our happiness and our mental well-being that we live in alignment with our values, that our values and our actions are congruent. And I care about animals, and I also care deeply about the planet. So eating animal products and supporting animal agriculture and commercial fishing would really mean that I would no longer live in alignment with my values. Because these industries not only cause a lot of animal suffering, but they are also very destructive to the planet. In addition to eating a balanced diet with a lot of vegetables and fruits, I also took a few supplements. The first supplement I take is an omega-3 algae oil supplement. Omega-3 is incredibly important for your brain function and therefore also very important for your mental health. The next supplement I take is a vitamin D3 supplement, which makes sense for most people who live in northern climates, especially in the winter. So this is also something I take every day. And finally, I take a vitamin B12 supplement. Taking a vitamin B12 supplement is especially important when you eat a plant-based diet, but also if you don't eat a plant-based diet. A lot of people are vitamin B12 deficient even if they eat animal products. So it definitely makes sense to get your B12 levels checked at your doctor and then take a supplement if needed. I've been doing all of this for about 1 month or 6 weeks now. And so the interesting question now is, do I feel any better? And the answer is yes. I noticed the immediate mood boosting effects of a lot of these habits, like the cold showers or the exercise. But in addition, I also feel like my day-to-day well-being is a lot better. It's still not as good as I'd like to be. I'm still not as happy as I would like to be, but there already are a lot of improvements. And I'm really confident that there will be a lot more improvements once I start implementing more habits like meditation and working on my social life and doing journaling exercises and all these other things that I'm going to share in my future videos. So if you are interested in seeing that, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these things in the comments below. Do you already do some of these habits and do you find them helpful? Or is there something that you want to try? Let me know down below, and I see you, if you want, in my next video.